Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. My name is Ruben, and to download the free resources, please click in the description down below. Or if you want to use your own files, that's good as well. All right. So yesterday we had so much fun creating a typeface and leaf, fusion, and it was really cool to create that type of effect. And today we have something totally different. Let's say welcome everyone here on the chat. Let's see who's on the chat right now. And I just want to let you know, guys, that we are here every single day live on Behance and YouTube every single day with more tutorials like this. So let's jump into what are we going to be doing today. All right, so let's jump into my Photoshop here. Like I said, it's something totally different from what we did yesterday. I saw some of the submissions through our Discord, and they look really, really cool. They are on fire. If you haven't done so, please go check the previous Photoshop challenge and do it and submit your stuff in our Discord, so that way our mentors can give you feedback and you can grow your skills as a designer. So today we're going to be doing a photo retouching. We're going to do some tips and tricks. We're going to focus on doing some actually retouching on a model's face and stuff like that. But we're going to start with our first. I have a few tips. I'm going to do the first one right now, which is pretty quick. Let's go ahead and open this file up, and let's see. Here we have a photograph of a beautiful woman wearing a red dress. And let's say, for example, if you want to change the color of her dress like pretty quick, there's so many different techniques that you can do this. But I'm going to show you like the fastest way that you can do that. And simply just like duplicate this layer in case we need the bottom one. And then go into your adjustment layer and then click on hue saturation. And then what you're going to do is actually on the preset here, there's a little icon with the left and right arrow and a little hand in the middle. You're going to click on that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hold down Command on your PC, click and keep holding, and then just drag left or right. Let's see, for example, like you want it to be purple, for example. This is how quick you can, you can change the color of an object. Of course, there's so many ounces, like because we picked the red color, it's picking some of this red color on the bottom here and here. In order to get rid of that, you can just like click on the mask and then press B for your brush, and then you can start painting in black. So that way you can get rid of that color on the grass and just bring the regular colors you have in here. That's a quick tip, how easy you can, select a color and just change that color pretty quick. There's so many different ways you can do this, of course, but that's the fastest way you can change the color of an object in Photoshop. All right, so now into the main event, which is photo retouching and photo editing. As you can see, our model here has some skin imperfections, and we're going to be just like helping her skin to look natural, but a little bit better. All right, and we're going to be using a technique that is called frequency separation that has been used so many times for professional, retouchers and stuff like that. So you're going to be learning how to do that. So first things first, let's jump in and duplicate this layer by pressing Command J. And we're going to duplicate it twice, or Control J on your PC. And then we're going to name the top layer. Let's see. The top layer is going to be called Textures. Whoops. Textures. And the bottom layer, we're going to call it Colors. Perfect. And we're going to keep our background as a background, BG. No, let's say BG for now. All right, so let's next thing we need to do is actually we're gonna be disabling our texture layer, and then we're gonna select the color layer and apply a filter. So we're gonna select our color layer, and we're gonna go into filter. We're gonna go into noise, and then we're gonna go into dust and scratches. Right now is at 0. Then what we need to do is actually pick a section where the worst, skin is. So that way we're gonna sample that or reference that. So we can do this one, for example. And then you're gonna bring the radius to a point where you see the softness of the skin. So we're gonna go ahead and just drag that, and let's see, like around 18, 20 maybe. Let's do 19. Let's see, 19 looks good. Click OK. Now you're gonna see that it's gonna be a little bit blurry. And then what we're gonna do is now we're gonna go and enable the textures, which is the one on top. Just click on it. And then we're gonna go to image. And then on image, let's see, we're gonna go apply, image. And then we're gonna apply image. And then in there, we're gonna leave the source where it is. But for the layer, we're gonna choose colors, which is our color layer. So choose colors. That's good. And then channels, we're gonna leave it as it is. And then blending modes, we're gonna do, for blending modes, we're gonna do, let's see, we're gonna do, 1 second, we're gonna do subtract. Like about there. Opacity, we're gonna leave it at 100%. We're gonna do 2 for scale, and then for offset, we're gonna do 128. We can do 130, let's see. And press OK. All right, once you press OK, then go into the blending modes of the texture layer and change that to linear light. So we're gonna go ahead into the blending modes here from normal into linear light, which is right here. Perfect. Now that we have that, you can see we have those 2 layers in there. We're gonna go ahead and just just select both layers by pressing Shift, select both, and you can put them in a folder by pressing Command G or Control G on your PC. And then we are going to label this frequency separation. So frequency separation. Great. So we have our frequency separation, and we have our original. Let me just rename this to original. So that way we know what we're doing. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have both layers in there, what we are going to do now is actually, let's see, we're gonna select the color layer, and then we're gonna go ahead and use the lasso tool. So if you go here into your toolbar, we're gonna go ahead and select the lasso tool, and then you're gonna set the feather. Right now is at 20. You'll probably have it at 0. So we're gonna change that feather to 20 pixels. Once you have that, what you're gonna do next is just select those areas, and then we're gonna apply some filters. So let's say, for example, this is the area I wanna focus on and make a selection. So I can smoothen that skin. So I'm gonna go in here with the lasso tool and the feather at 20. And I'm just gonna, select this section here of her face. here, make the first selection. Once it's selected, what you're gonna do is go to filter and then go to blur and then Gaussian blur. And then in the Gaussian blur, you're gonna go ahead and just like start like going from 0, which is this, to, you know, the maximum, but we don't want to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and just like keep going until you see that it's super soft. Like around, I don't know, maybe, there you go. We can see some changes there. Like around 40, maybe like 38. So that way it's not too crazy. Then once you're happy with it, click OK. Remember that you're gonna do this to the color layer. Then we're gonna deselect by pressing Command D. And then we're gonna go ahead and do her forehead. And I'm gonna do just the selection. Try to avoid hair if you can, because we want those details in there. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go ahead and go to filter, blur, and then Gaussian blur. With it 38, which is good. We're gonna keep that texture. 38 is fine. Let me see if I do less or more, what happens. That's too much. Let's keep it at 38, that's good. Press OK, and then let's keep going. Let's keep adding more selection. So I'm gonna go here with my lasso tool. I'm gonna select this section here. I'm gonna go here and boom. All right, so then go ahead and repeat the same step. Go into blur, Gaussian blur, and then 38. I think 38 is pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna do 37 for this side. 37, press OK. We're gonna do the same thing for here, her nose. So go in here, make a nice selection of her nose. Then go ahead and repeat the same filter, Gaussian blur. That's too much. That's way too pronounced. So we wanted to dial it down a little bit because we want to see her actual nose, you know? Maybe, I don't know, like a 14 maybe. It's about it. And then we're missing 2 sections here. We're gonna go on her chin right here. So let's make a selection there. Perfect. Whoops. That's okay. Perfect. And let's repeat the same filter. So go to filter, Gaussian blur, Gaussian blur. And 14 is okay. We can do a little bit better. I think let's do 37. That's good. We're probably going to do something here around this area, which is good. Well, let's see. All right. And then do the same thing again. Remember that we are doing this on the color layer. Gaussian blur, 37. Let's turn it down a little bit, maybe. Like about there is fine. Okay, that's good. Let's just deselect that by pressing Command D. Okay, I think we cover all those parts. And then now what we need to do is go to the texture layer. And then what we're going to be using is it's the stamp tool or the healing tool, whatever you prefer. I'm going to do the stamped, probably the spot healing tool. Remember, select the text layer, and we're going to just like fix those imperfections. We're going to get rid of this and some of the other stuff as well. So go into your toolbar here and just select the spot healing tool. And then just use your left or right bracket to make it smaller or bigger. And then just like tap once. We got rid of that. Simple as that. And then we're going to go ahead and go around her face to remove some of the things that we don't want in there. So I'm going to go ahead and go around and just like go and remove those little things and little details. Remember that we are on the texture layer right now. So let's get rid of these dots right here. That's good. Let's remove that. Remove this. There's some spot here that we can definitely remove. We can definitely remove that as well. Those that are very pronounced, we can remove those things so that way they look softer on her skin. But at the same time, we want to keep the texture of her skin. We don't want it to overdo it because then it won't look natural. It will look very unrealistic, and we don't want that. We wanted to make sure like we have a really nice photo editing, but that looks natural and not just like super photoshopped and super retouch. Just get rid of this. And we're going to keep going around and just like fixing some of these stuff. Let's take care of some of the redness here on her skin, which is good. Let's see what else can we do. We're going to go this way now and just like remove some of this stuff here too. Let me see how that works. Okay, that's good. Okay, we're going to continue, editing her face until we are pleased with the end result. Perfect. Some of that skin, so we're going to just like keep going at it. There's one little one here. This is very like, it is time consuming when you're editing like a lot of photos and stuff like that, but it's definitely worth it. Look at that texture there. Her skin looks like real. It's not like super blur. Perfect. Let's continue. Let's continue doing this. Whoops. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Okay, it looks like something happened with my Photoshop here, but bear with me. Okay, so let's see. Let's just zoom back if I can. That's 50%. Oops, for some reason it's not letting me do it, but let me see. This file is good. Okay, this one. Okay, it's not letting me do it. I'm just gonna save it in any case. Save as. Then I'm just gonna name it Retouch. Okay, save it right there. Let's see if that works. Okay, for some reason it's not letting me. Whoops, do the trick. Okay. I'm just gonna close the program and reopen, not close the program, but I'm gonna close my file and then reopen it again to see if that does the trick. Okay, I'm gonna open it again. Let me go to retouch because we save this and we're gonna open it again. And there you go. Now we have it. Back again. We're back in the game. Apologies for that. Stuff like this happens all the time. So I wanted to, since we were in here in the texture section, I'm going to use this stamp tool. I'm going to press S. And then if I want to clone anything, I can just like hold down Option. Whoops. Hold on 1 second. This didn't work. It's the clone right here. That's good. I'm not going to use the stamp tool. I'm going to keep the healing brush. That's what it is. Whoops. It's not working. What's going on? All right. So we're going to continue with the spot healing tool. Perfect. Just going to make some adjustment here to her skin so that way it doesn't look so. There you go. Keep going down a little bit. Whoops. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let me just like sample this section here. Okay, perfect. Okay, we have some little dots here that we're going to clean up. Doesn't need to be perfect, but we try to do the best we can to make her look natural and not unnatural, if you know what I mean. Okay. I think we do have the final version of herself, and I'm going to do a before and after. So I'm going to just go ahead and just see the difference on her face. This is the before, then this is after. You see her skin texture is still in there in this area with the frequency separation that we did. It's very important that you keep everything within a folder so that way you can go back and edit if you want to. This is like straightforward, photo editing and photo retouching that, like I said before, professional retouchers use this technique because it allows them to keep the texture of the model and at the same time make her skin, in this case, look a little bit better. This is from far, before and after, before, after. What we could do now, because we have a couple of minutes to spare if we want to, let's just add some color to her eyes. Just a tiny bit, There are many ways you can do this, but let me just go ahead. Let's see if we can do something super cool here. We're going to add an adjustment layer, and we're going to go to hue saturation. We're going to go to colorize. Don't worry, I'll take care of this in a second. We're going to go to blue, more or less, something like that. We're going to invert this. So we want to press Command I. And then if we want to paint over, I'm going to press the brush. And we're going to paint over just a little bit. Now the opacity, turn it down to probably 74. And just paint white. Make sure your foreground is white. Just paint a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't go too crazy. Just want a little bit of color in her eye. And then we're going to set it up to color. And then turn the opacity down. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. We see the before and after. We're going to include this one in here so we can see the whole thing. So this is the before. This is the after. Before and after. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial on photo retouching. I really, really appreciate it, and you bear with me in you know, uh, with technical problems, the little technical problems we had, but that didn't stop us to complete this. So, what I want you to do is don't forget to join our Discord community by posting your work there. So that way, our mentors again can definitely help you level up your design skills and other creatives to inspire you. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.